Hello, everyone, and welcome to the One Conscious Love Network. I am here with Theresa. Theresa and I met a few years back and became instant friends, and I would say even more family. And I'm just so thrilled to have her here to introduce her to you. So, Theresa, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself, what you do?
Okay. Thanks, Melanie. It's always a pleasure. And yes, definitely, I would say heavy on the family. I love hanging around with you, as you know, and you've got a very, very special place in my heart. Definitely. So my name is Theresa. Thank you. My name is Theresa. I have a company called Details by Lady T. We're a home service company where we offer residential cleaning, organization, packing, and auto detail. And I started back in the during COVID. Actually, I got laid off my sales job, and so I started that. And it just kept branching off. I started with the auto detail first, and then got hired some staff. And then from there, I just wanted to figure out how I was going to keep it going in the winter months. So I got into cleaning, and that's where a good 80% of our businesses now is with residential cleaning. And I have a staff of 15. I do have some family in my group as well, from bookkeeping to social media, and we're going strong.
That's beautiful. And definitely, I've had many friends and family hire you since we've met, and they've always been so pleased with your services
Good. I'm
and your
glad to hear
team
that.
services as well, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
So what would you say has been the most marking moments in your career and in your company? What are you most proud of?
Oh gosh. Okay, there's a few things. I'll start with staff. Watching my staff grow, be so thankful for the opportunity to get a job where they feel fulfilled, respected, listened to. I would say that's a big one. And then my clients, and I think a good majority of my clients know how much they mean to me because I do reach out to them often. I've got a very close connection. They are just not a name, they are a person, and they mean a lot to me and my staff. We really do grow bonds as well as a professional relationship. Um, we care about how they feel and what they're looking for in a service. So we really, really do our very, very best to be able to offer them as much as we can.
Mhm. What has been the kind of up and downs of the business? I know a lot of people ask you for advice on how to do this business as well. Would you say to them?
Staffing can be an issue. I hear that a lot. But just be patient. Be patient for that right person. Just don't fill seats. Seats don't work. I would rather try to figure out a different day to serve a client than try to just get staff out there just because. So be picky because they are representing who you are. But I find that a lot of companies or a lot of people that come to me, staffing is the number one issue.
That's beautiful. Yeah, it's very well said as well. And what do you offer other than the in-person services?
Okay, so we do a lot of community fundraising. So every
Mm.
Thanksgiving we fundraise. We do a lot of the fundraising from our clients. We'll ask for one can good. And then once we do that, we take it all in and we take it to the Fair Share Society in Port Moody here in BC. And we do that. We also do a toy drive every Christmas in memory of my granddaughter, Sierra, who passed away. So we have the Sierra toy drive. So we collect all the toys and we give those to the children in our neighborhoods. And then we also do a coat drive for all the unhoused people that are out there. So we take it downtown to the downtown east side of Vancouver, and then we donate there. As well as I've done a lot of charity for a hoarding kind of styles, if you
Mhm,
will. So I
mhm.
do have done a couple of those just to try to help them out. But typically that's kind of where we lie. We really try and do a lot of community work. And then we also have which is our second year now, which is a student mentorship program where we hire a student and we get them, take them under our wing, if you will, and teach them everything, teach them what it's like to work in a business, teach them how to deal with people, because we deal with people every single day doing what we do.
How do you select those students? Are they presented to you through a program or?
No, actually, word of mouth has been what's been going
I
on right
see.
now. So I had a girlfriend who knew that we hired a student last year, and it worked out wonderfully because I was kind of leery on that. I wasn't sure about having somebody come in that was young. This is a very mature job, if you will,
Mhm.
because we're dealing with people's homes and their sacred places. But the maturity levels, so it's actually been word of mouth. And so I had a friend who's like, I know this student. I know you hired a student last year and it was very successful. And she's really looking for a job and she's a hard worker. And so we went through an interview process. We did 3 interviews and she is just a delight. And we're so happy. This is her going into her second week with us now, and she's just phenomenal. All the staff are just thrilled to have her on board.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's beautiful. And it's just such a good example of how you can go outside your boundaries and explore new ways to
Absolutely.
find.
And you just think about what she's going to take from all this, being probably one of her first jobs. And
Yeah.
it's just, so it's very, very important that we mentor her in the right way, and so that she can have a very good experience.
Yes, totally. And for those watching that are maybe not local to the Vancouver area that want to work with you, are you offering online services or anything like that?
Yeah, so because I get so many questions through different chat groups that I belong to, I've decided to branch off into a coaching aspect of things with Details Matter coaching. So what I will do, I'm just in the midst of getting that all organized. So doing an outline of that. So my team and I are building a structure so we can get that launched as soon as possible. But I'm always willing to take questions. If you've got questions or you've got some information, or because there's tons of trials and errors in business, and I've done them all. And I've ran this business now for going into my 6th year. And then I used to have a moving and storage company back in the 90s that I had for 15 years. So I'm not new to how it is to run a business or to entrepreneurship. So I have lots to share. And, it's like, there's a lot going on when you run a business, as you know, Melanie. There's been many times where we've made plans and I'm like, I can't go because I have
Mhm.
to be there for my team, or I have to go because somebody's not well or sick, so I have to cover. So there's a lot involved. So I'm always happy to answer anybody's questions.
What were the big lessons that you learned in your business that you're looking forward to sharing in your coaching? What sort of like approach or categories are you going to be addressing?
How to take time for yourself sometimes, because
Mm,
that's a big lesson for me. Because I was 24/7. I didn't know how to put my phone away.
mhm,
And I didn't ever want to miss a call from a client, because
mhm,
clients are my number one. And I didn't ever, and then I know they're very busy. So, but you need time for yourself, and there is ways around that. Um, but it took me a long time to figure it out. It really, really did. So, um, I think that's one thing, is to learn about staffing. There's just so many things to learn about: your expenses, budgeting, customer service, when it's okay to let a client go, because sometimes you have to do that. And so, sometimes you just have to make those hard decisions. And I've done many of them.
mm. So they'll really be coming to you for an all-encompassing how to start, how to operate, and how to be successful in the long run as well, right?
For sure. And like sharing my experiences, I think that's
Mm.
kind of what um, I have to offer there because I've done it all. I'm not starting off with this massively successful company. It took me a while to get to where I am today. And I'm quite proud of where I am today.
Yeah.
And I can see that through my staff. And I've got in the cleaning business, as many, if there's any cleaning companies out there, know it's hard to keep staff. I've got quite a few staff that are over a year with me now, and how I honor them for sure. But it's to try to get back onto your question, it's just really putting some value into who you are and what you want out of the business. And so we'd have to, that's very, very important. What is your why? Why do you want it?
Mm-hmm.
That, and then making that time for yourself too, so you can escape from it and close that door whenever you need to, because you got to have that separation.
That's beautiful. So what was your why for you? What is it today, or what was it when you started?
Always helping people. I get some
Mhm.
sort of a adrenaline rush, if you will, from knowing that I've just helped somebody. I've sat there and cried with my clients. I've sat there and laughed with my clients. Help them in any way I can. But the feeling of knowing that you've just helped somebody ease their day or the pressures of everyday life is such a rewarding feeling. That would be my why.
I'm really glad you bring this up because it's so much more than what people are seeing from the outside, right? Not knowing what the environment is like, and then to understand, yeah, there's a lot involved with that. And sometimes, exactly like you said, it's purging or cleaning after uh, a huge mess or something like that. It's actually quite psychologically profound as well. So I like
Oh,
that.
for sure. And there's like health matters that go into that, and mind matters that go into that. We need to take care of our minds because sometimes too, you go into organization and it's a whole different area. You've got a situation where you're dealing with people like I don't know what to do. I've got all this clutter and I feel so horrible. And a lot of it too is clearing the mind. So we really need to focus on that. And that's not my area of expertise, but then that's where I'll drive them, lead them off to you or people like people like you who are experienced in helping people understand what's going on. It's a psychological thing too. So it's like not just cleaning, but it's there's people who have lots and lots of feelings, who want to be heard, want to be listened to, so we can help them out because that's what we're there. We're kind of like their right hand. We're there to help them out and to help them see what they need to get done.
That's so beautiful. I'm sure you cover that quite extensively in your customer service sessions with people that you're mentoring, because that is what comes with practice, right? You don't start the business thinking you're going to be doing all of that, and then
No,
it becomes something else, right?
yeah, no, it's true. It's like I was a bartender for a very, very long time, so I had that interaction. So you're like counseling. So I think that's what helped me out. Because that was probably one of my most favorite careers back in the day, was being a bartender. I loved it. You got to meet so many people. You sat down, you listened to people's issues and troubles, and it's just like you were just like, wow. And so it kind of took me full circle, if you will, because I'm doing that again today. And maybe that's why I love what I do so much, because I'm kind of still doing that and I'm teaching my staff how to do that as well. Be compassionate.
That's beautiful. Yeah. I think you are such a loving person. I can see it oozing out of you. So definitely people would relate to that for sure.
Thank
Um,
you. Back at you.
anything else you want to share with everyone that's watching that maybe we haven't had a chance to touch on?
I don't think so, not too much, but I just want to thank you for your time as well, Melanie. You're such an inspiration to so many, and I really do mean that. So anybody that has an opportunity to take this time to sit with you and chat, they should definitely do it. I've never actually really done anything like this, as I mentioned before when we started. So this is kind of really neat, but you've just made it all very, very easy and smooth. And I really want to thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. That's so kind. That's so sweet. Thank you for saying that. And one question I always ask everyone is, how do you choose one conscious love every day? What does that mean for you?
I went through some anxiety a few years ago and I had a really bad setback. So it took my health down to a spiraling low. And that lasted probably a year and a half to 2 years. And so now every time I wake up now, because I'm doing so much better mentally, physically, because I do believe that they both correlate with each other. The more your mind is on point, the better your health is. So my one conscious love every day is waking up and being grateful and thankful that I woke up and then I'm opening my eyes and I have another day to enjoy and to figure out how I can make somebody else's life um, that much better. What can I do? Whether it's a simple good morning, I love you to one of my children or to my husband or to a friend and reach out. So it already gets me emotional, but just appreciating those around you and then absorbing the ones that want to be in your circle and stop trying to reach out to things that are not obtainable, if that makes any sense. So be more into my moment and focus on those around me that want to be around me and give those the attention that they deserve and need.
Yeah, it
Did
kind
that
of
make
goes
sense
back
or
to
did I
that.
ramble?
It makes sense. It's kind of going back to that attract versus chase, this philosophy, right? And
Right.
really attracting that love and that goodwill and the purpose of who you are, and those that respond to it, then give them the attention and love that you have to give.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
continue to want to attract those that are maybe on the outside, but that you're wanting in as well. Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, that's
Can I
beautiful.
ask you a question? What
Yes,
is your
please.
one conscious love that you wake up to every day?
Oh, yes, I love that. Well, my one conscious love, what it means to me is to choose self-love and to love myself the way that I love others, like you, like my daughter, like family, friends. I sometimes hear my internal voice going, "Oh, wow, what are you doing?" Or being very mean to myself. And then I pause and I think, "Oh gosh, what would Theresa say to me if she was the one talking to me, not my internal voice or Eloise or anybody else that's so
Right.
important in my life?" And then I choose that conscious love versus the judgmental or argumentative or any lower vibration feelings. And that's brought me a lot more compassion and patience with myself that I ever thought would have been possible.
Wow. Isn't it cool when you self-learn? Yeah.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yes.
it really is. It's enlightening. And I think as we get older in our lives, we appreciate more and we really focus on those things that matter and don't focus so much on the things that don't matter. That was a
Right?
huge lesson. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
leave it
Yeah.
alone. It's not
Yeah.
your issue to deal with. Let it
Yeah.
be, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's so hard to learn that lesson. So yeah, that's a really good one to bring up for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
so
Well,
beautiful to have you.
thank
Everyone
you.
watching, we're going to put Teresa's links in the comments below. And please reach out, make a friend, make a new connection, and
Absolutely.
just
Yeah.
get to know each other. Because, yeah, you never know. I mean, I've met so many beautiful people here in the One Conscious Love Network, and I look forward to having many more to come. And it's just so wonderful, this um, positive approach onto social media. It's
Oh,
actually so
100%.
welcome and wonderful. So please reach out, make a friend, Anything else you wanted to end with?
No, it's just been a pleasure getting to know you all these years. It's been quite a few years actually, and
Yeah.
the moment that I remember bonding with you, Melanie, was in Bowen, if you remember.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I will always cherish that. That will be a very, very special place in my heart with
Mm.
you is in Bowen. Thank you for that.
Oh, beautiful. Yes, and I
Yeah,
love Dawn, as everyone knows
yeah,
me well knows.
yeah.
So
No,
you've definitely helped to make the bond with Bowen and with yourself a lot
yeah,
stronger.
good. Yeah, no,
With
it's
that as
just
well.
keep being you and keep doing what you're doing. And I wish you great success in this. You're doing amazing. And I'm very proud of you.
Oh, thank you, sweetie. That's so kind. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone watching,
Thank
and
you.
please reach out to Teresa. And obviously, you'll meet a wonderful person, as you can see, and make
Thank
a
you.
new friend. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.